was a California August in 82 when my mother gave birth to the Spam Tech crew. 13 years later had me looking at Linux. Programming made me stronger like Papa the Spinach. Now, people know that a DG carry weapons, but if that weapon is a nest you step in, we finish Contra with only one life. Finish Metal Gear 2 using only a knife, right? People might think that we're frontin', then they see all the noobs online that I'm putting. My rhymes flow just like my code, even though my source is owned by SCO. What about my Indian? I keep it low. See me on Gunbound, call me pro. I'm a certified legend, but I'm still your bro. This is a PSA, boy, the more you know. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spam. I said my heart's wide open, goatsy, and my windows min like Ho Chi. I'm just another nerd, but I rap about it. Shit talk on the net, then I laugh about it. I've been caught slipping like the Star Wars kid when I'm on eBay sniping a bid. Catch me on a webcam like Numa Numa. See me at the club and I'm rocking Puma. Another net legend if you see me yodel. Spit a little something that's anecdotal. Tell me about the time the E-Bombs world stole your chop like I stole your girl. Catch me on Gen May, not something awful. Low tax would ban me, raffle. I'm a certified legend, but I'm still your bro. This is a PSA, boy, the more you know. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spams. Yeah. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spams. Yeah.
What's up, meaty bags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD, and of course, I am joined by the right hand of the frog, Blinded Braille. What's up, Blinded?
What's up?
And popping in at the last moment, just right before we came live, is none other than the Justin Proper. What's up, Justin? Long time.
Hey, it's been about a week.
That's like forever in internet terms.
It's forever in YouTube terms. Yeah. You did a great job on my show a couple weeks ago. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was. It was a lot of fun. I tried to bring it down a little. I didn't want to go too crazy over the top. You know, I didn't really know everybody there, so I was kind of feeling it out.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to be talking movies tonight. I know some people thought this was going to be like an Amico stream or something, probably because I had a different thumbnail and title at the beginning of the day, and then I changed it when you guys weren't looking. But we're going to be talking movies because there's a lot of stuff going on. We got HBO Max becoming Max, which is weird, and then dropping a whole bunch of stock points.
And here tonight as a special guest, Max. What do you think of a streaming service being named after you?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how well that would go.
That'd probably go really weird. I can go get Sidekick Max.
It won't feed into any egos at all.
Not at all. We're going to take a look at
anybody would or should run with. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I don't know. If my name was Max, I would run with this so hard. I'd just be like, yes, they're naming it after me. And just be delighted over it and just have my stupid fucking smile on like the HBO, like the Max, like the at like little symbol there, my face being at the center of it. That would be amazing.
Hell yeah.
If my name was Max, that's what I would do. But
I'll tell Sidekick Max, my son, to do that. We're also going to look at this awful. We have an awful picture of some old man in a Batman costume. We're going to talk about. Looks terrible. No. Terrible.
Well, what did he do that was terrible?
No, I said it looks terrible. The picture of Michael Keaton dressed as Batman.
Ooh. Oh,
it looks like It looks like Alfred's wearing the bat suit. We'll get to it. We're also going to talk about Frank Grillo. He's going to be Rick Flag. We're going to go over Brie Larson's The Marvels, because Rolling Stone says the MCU fanboys are all up in their feelings. Just say you hate women and leave. Jesus.
Oh, is that what the headline says?
That's the sub-headline.
Oh man, dude, I didn't dislike that trailer just because it had women. It just was not interesting, and it wasn't overly political. It didn't push an agenda. It didn't do any of that. I just didn't like it. I was like, I'm not going to see it. No thanks.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Mia Goth being added to the cast of Blade, the Harry Potter live-action series that we talked about already. But now they're making it official.
Mm-hmm.
It was apparently official because Emma Watson and Daniel Radcliffe didn't want to do an adaptation of The Cursed Child. They're like, okay, well, we'll do this reboot instead.
And then lastly, we're going to go over Steven Tyler and his insane, or as the defense calls it, fucking insane defense of his assault on the team. Those crazy rock stars. But before we get into it, Justin, you're the guest. How's your week been going?
Yeah, it's been going all right. Picking out a new apartment and getting a new location. It's
same city or
nice. Yeah, same city or similar, but closer to work.
Sounds good. Bigger or smaller?
Some are smaller and some are actually a lot bigger that I'm looking to. So we'll see how it goes.
The way you said that, I wasn't sure if we were still talking about apartments.
Oh, we're definitely still talking about apartments.
Yeah. So hopefully you get moved in, settled in real quick. We don't want you to put your YouTube career on hold.
I will for a week or two, but yeah.
You gonna have a GoFundMe set up so people can pay for your move?
No, I got it covered. If you want to donate, you can go to my streams and send me a super chat if you want, or maybe I'll make something available if you really want to contribute to that. But yeah,
I don't support e-beggars myself, so. Unfortunately, I won't be contributing to that. But if you want to give me money,
that's fine. I wasn't asking for it.
What about you, Blinded? How's your week been going?
Yeah, I've been busy working on stuff. So,
you want to elaborate on that, or are you just gonna keep it top secret?
Yeah, top secret.
Sounds good. Sounds good, I guess. Speaking of stuff you're working on, do you want me to delete the files that are up here in StreamYard from your streams? Or do you want to save those?
No, I usually delete it after.
Because there was a couple of them on here from you.
Yeah, you could delete those ones. I try to delete it every week, so.
Right. So I want to make sure. I was cleaning house on the StreamYard and I wanted to make sure. So apparently, before we get into the main subjects, last night on Amico Forever, on our nice Amico stream, I thought everybody was under the same understanding as the people hosting the show The show is parody. Okay, it is 100% parody. The things we say on it are not necessarily real. Okay, so when I said that a lady recognized me in the store, and then it was a sassy black lady, that was a joke, not reality. Some people were confused. I seen in Discord today, people were like, "Oh yeah, Tony got recognized in the store by some lady." And then there was an argument whether or not the story was true between two, and I'm like, "Why is people believing this?"
Oh my God. Ugh.
So this will be your one and only. If you miss it today and you're confused, I'll just direct you back to this stream. But this is your one and only. Miko Forever is a parody. The stories we tell, the things that happen. I don't really have a piece of paper that I wrote things down with, you know. Nolster says, sorry, but I was just kidding. Sure you. So just want to make sure that we're all. But I do appreciate you guys watching and taking an interest. And I'll also appreciate the fact that I didn't get canceled for my sassy black woman voice.
Yo, man.
1 Inch Bicep says no, Miko Forever is serious. You know what is serious? 1 Inch. First off, you guys didn't have your stream on Tuesday. I was waiting on Tuesday. I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch me some In Your Head Wrestling Radio. I sat on my computer. You guys weren't going live. Apparently, you weren't doing the stream 1 Inch until the next day. Because I wanted to let Jack know. I did get those stickers that Jack sent me. Mr. Jones. And what was funny is, so I get them, and my kid is like, you got a letter, right? Because my kid gets home before I do. So, hey, you got a letter in the mail. And I said, oh, okay. So who's it from? So, I said, I don't know. It's from somebody, right? Some N. Jones, right? So who the fuck is N. Jones, right? Oh, shit, it's fucking Jack. It's Neil Jones, right? And I get it, and I open up and say, oh, it's some stickers, right? And my kid goes, oh, that's nice that one of the fans, one of the little kids sent you stickers. I said, so what? Little kids? I said, yeah. I said, look at the handwriting on the thing. That's like a 12-year-old wrote that on the thing to fill it out to send us some stuff. I said, no. I said, Jack's like fucking 50.
Oh my God.
I said, that was an adult.
Oh my God.
That wrote that. So, yeah. I said, blame Jack. Not my fault this time. But yeah. So my kid thought that Jack's handwriting on the envelope was a 12-year-old child.
Oh my God. That's quite embarrassing.
Yeah. Then we were confused. I was a little confused too because Jack's return address said one state, and then the little where it shows that where the mail was picked up, it showed a different state. I'm like, was Jack on vacation? He mailed the letter. What the hell's going on here? So I can't say nothing about it. Mine is terrible. I have doctor's handwriting.
Oof. That's a big yikes.
Yeah. All right, I guess we'll start with the most important article of the day. That's Rolling Stone here. Rolling Stone, Brie Larson's The Marvels has already has MCU fanboys in their feelings. Just say you hate women and leave. Honestly. First off, I was shocked because I had forgotten, but then I was reminded today that the dude that plays the father of Kamala Khan.
Yeah.
Remember he was accused of sending dick pics to some underage chick?
Mm-hmm.
So people were very upset about that, about why he's still in the trailer.
Well, because they shot that all before.
Well, yeah, I realized that, right? I'm like, oh, that's, old footage. Because someone had asked me, they go, well, what do you think about this? And I said, well, as far as I know, he was only accused, right?
Right.
We don't know whether he did it or not. And it was an accusation. I said, and secondly, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's way too late to reshoot the movie and take him out of it, right? I'm sure all of that, the trailer, everything's been cut long before this thing aired, right?
Right. Also, I haven't seen the trailer, and I will not see the trailer. I just have to state that. So I have no clue what was actually in the trailer. Same thing with Secret Invasion. I didn't see that either.
Oh well, not to give anything away or to ruin your experience, but the trailer was kind of boring for the Marvels.
Did it have some sort of pop music in it? Like a famous song?
It had a song. I didn't recognize it, but I'm not a child, so it might be one of those that are hip with the kids. But it didn't really explain anything, right? You kind of got the overall gist of it that somehow their powers have become mingled together,
Right.
and that whenever one uses it, they switch places.
Okay. So what was that the ending of Miss Marvel?
Yeah. Joshua Perez says Beastie Boys Intergalactic. Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, okay.
You know what's funny about that? So now I'm remembering. Thank you, Joshua. There's a line in the Intergalactic about smiling, right? It's like something about like you should smile more or smile or something like that. And right after that line is like Brie Larson pops up on the screen.
Oh man. I mean, these Marvel trailers I think are very deceptive because I was telling someone, I'm like, you do realize there's never really a bad trailer for a Marvel movie. Like, there's not a movie where you're like, oh, this is going to be fucking terrible. Or at least I haven't had that experience.
Well, that's what the trailer is supposed to do. It's not supposed to make a movie look bad. It's supposed to make the movie look.
There's a lot of trailers that do look bad. That's why I say that Marvel's really good with their trailers because it's super deceptive. Like Age of Ultron, they made that super serious. Multiverse of Madness, the first trailer looked pretty serious. So I'm just gonna skip all these ones. So yeah.
What I hate about the trailers is when they show you things that either are missing,
right?
Stuff like in what was it? I think it was Infinity War.
Yeah.
When they showed certain scenes, and then all of a sudden, like the Hulk's in the scene, but then in the movie, it's the Hulkbuster.
Right.
And then like in Endgame, where they showed them walking, and then like the Hulk and someone else, I think it was the Hulk and Thor, were digitally taken out with the one scene. So I think that's bullshit, right? Like either don't put that in the trailer, or don't fucking alter the scene.
Right.
Because that's straight up lying. Now you're just straight up lying to the audience, right? It's like, here's a scene and we're just going to edit it or digitally remove characters so it looks completely different in the trailer. This isn't like, oh, this is a scene in the trailer that isn't in the movie. No, this is a scene that's in the movie, but we fucked it up for the trailer to fuck with you, right?
Right. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Justin popped back in.
Yeah, I see.
What were we just talking about?
The trailer for the Marvels.
Yeah. Okay. I don't really have any feelings towards it. Just like, all right, the trailer didn't seem, again, like overly like feminine or political or whatever. It just seemed like a movie that was like, okay, it's another Marvel movie.
So it didn't seem interesting at all to you?
No. I mean, after Nick Fury in the last one got his eye, clawed out by a fucking pussy, like I'm done. Like over a cat, like nah, not for me. Not for me. It's not gonna make me want to go to any other movies after that.
Yeah. I saw the trailer. Like I said, it didn't really give too much away about what the movie is or who the bad guy of the movie is.
Right.
There's one scene in the trailer where it shows all three of them fighting each other. But I don't know if that's going to be like, oh, it's going to be like, oh, that they're training or they're learning how to like help each other with their powers or some shit, whatever it is, right? Like,
yeah, I don't care what it is either.
Yeah, I have not been. I don't know. I not really interested in Marvel as of recently, to be honest.
Yeah, there seemed to be a lot of focus on Kamala Khan in the trailer. To tell you the truth,
right?
Not so much on Brie Larson. Like, she was pushed way back into the trailer, like she's barely there, which is weird. I forget who plays Monica Rambeau. She's
Right.
more
Prominent.
yeah, prominent in the trailer. So yeah, so it's kind of weird considering this is supposed to be the sequel to Captain Marvel, right? It felt more like a sequel to Miss Marvel. And I was watching Mr. John Campea, and he's probably the only movie person I watch. But he did bring up a good point. I think that we've touched on before, but with not a lot of people having watched Miss Marvel, and not a lot of people having watched WandaVision, they're going to go into this movie with two characters that are leads. They have no idea who the hell they are, right?
Potentially, yeah.
Not potentially, because we're going to assume that people beyond the amount of people that watch Miss Marvel are going to watch this movie, right?
Well, this movie could reintroduce them. That's why I say probably.
No, that's why I said going into the movie. Whether or not in the movie they tell you who she is, but just going into it, like, why would I want to watch
going
this?
into it? They're like the general audience. That's what they're aiming for. Like, some of you will know the Disney Plus thing, and that'll help. But for those who don't know about that, you could still watch this movie. Still would help if you saw the other shit, but hey, if you didn't, that's fine too.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be more there because,
movies.
Well, like I said, I think it's going to be more there because as someone who let's say I didn't watch Miss Marvel, I have no idea. So I'm sitting there, I watch this trailer, right? And I'm like, why am I interested in this? I don't know the character. Like, the trailer doesn't really explain who she is, right? You're just like, who's this weird character? Why is Captain Marvel barely in it, right? Like,
yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, it's it relies on you being a nerd, like knowing who Monica Rambeau is and knowing who Miss Marvel is, and watching Captain Marvel before, in between Infinity War and Endgame. So,
and Joshua Perez says, I think this became the most disliked Marvel trailer ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I always knew it was going to be. Even if the trailer, let's face it, right? Let's not pretend. Let's not play games. Even if this was the greatest trailer ever, right? If there was fucking titties and ass and fucking lesbian kisses and like action all over it, it'd still be the most disliked trailer because Brie Larson's in it.
Right. I can't believe someone actually went out of their way to watch the trailer and then dislike it. Like, who the fuck cares, man?
No, they probably didn't. They probably went to the trailer.
That's too much time, regardless.
No, it's not. No,
it is, man. If you got something else going on,
a YouTube account, and you're like, okay,
that's way too much time. Keep it real. Just keep it real.
Yeah, no. I disagree with you. Like, if someone just dislikes it, they will dislike it and then move on to the next thing, and then just like it's not taking too much time out of your way if you already.
If you're wasting a second on it, that's too much time you wasted. That's my take. So, like I said, I didn't care about this movie. I didn't watch the trailer. I didn't even bother looking for it. Not to say the movie's gonna be bad, but
so you're saying people who just dislike it take the second to click on it and then move on to the next thing are wasting more time on it because they even clicked on the video to begin with, or
yes,
okay.
Well, that's my take. You can disagree, you cannot disagree, but
I can understand that take because let's face it. What did it accomplish in the grand scheme of things?
It doesn't accomplish anything.
Nothing. Right?
It's more engagement. That's all it is. I just think it's a waste of time. Like, go do something else with that second. As crazy as that sounds.
You get stories like these, right? You get stories like, oh, everyone's just disliking it for X, Y reasons, right?
Right.
So if they just left it alone, like, oh, look, nobody disliked it. It's fucking. No one paid attention. Like the trailer got only 10,000 views, right? That would be more damaging to the brand to make Marvel think, right? Than you fucking disliking it.
Yeah, you gave them a view.
Yeah.
In the process. So yeah, that's what I mean. It's like if you don't care, you didn't like it, you already knew you're not gonna like it. Why even bother? That's the part that's like, really? Like, you don't have to go out of your way, like, seriously.
Yeah, disliking it's like hate fucking someone.
Yeah, like I mean, unless you really want to. But I mean, like, why would you do it if you're like, oh, she's ugly, I hate this chick? Like, then you're just a weirdo, in my opinion. You got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
leave
it
Aman
works
Vellani
if you
alone.
have like if you want to comment on something, like it's okay if it's like if it makes sense, like not like based on appearances, necessarily. Even though you can make a good point, doesn't mean you should. And also, it would just like what's the point unless you're saying like something that could make it better, or just like, hey, here's something that makes more sense, or
Right.
whatever it is. Just saying like, just like boo, like is not gonna that's not gonna do anything. Sometimes if it's like for comedic effect, it can work. It just depends on the context. Like commenting or like doing anything, it really depends on like what your feedback is providing, and if you're speaking in a way that so many other people are thinking, that are just like, you know what, I'm gonna like this because that mindset of like, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, that's so true,
Mm,
but
All right.
but if it's just unproductive, what's the point?
agreed.
All right. So apparently, surprise, surprise, can't read the article because they want us to subscribe to Rolling Stone,
No paywall.
and that's not
Damn.
going to happen. It's not going to happen. But I'll read the little blurb that we get here. It says, surprise, surprise, less than 3 days after Marvel Studios released the first teaser trailer for the upcoming film, The Marvels, the film and its star, Brie Larson, are already facing backlash from misogynistic side of Marvel fandom. That's all you get. That's all you get.
Send the link in the private chat. I'll get up the article.
Oh,
You gotta
you
do
actually
some
pay for Rolling
magic.
Stone?
Sure.
Whatever it takes to get the article up. It's in the private chat. Thank you, Justin.
All right.
Pylon. That's like a whole like subcategory on Rolling Stone now.
Pylon?
Yeah, so it says Pylon.
Oh my god.
It's by C.T. Jones. I wonder who that is. I'll tell you what, though. Brie Larson was smiling in the trailer, I think, at least once.
Also, everybody can't stop using that picture of her in that tank top.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot.
Yeah, everybody's like, damn, I'm going to use this even though I hate her. It's like, I just want to stare at it.
In a lot of ways.
Exactly.
Well, it's like that one when she goes out, what was it, like the Tonight Show or something, where she's got that low cut
Right.
dress. Like that's the only fucking picture that's on everyone's thumbnail, like with her tits hanging out.
Right. Well, did you see Neurotic's thumbnail of that that picture? That picture is, or that thumbnail goes fucking crazy with her fucking nipples showing and then lots of milk imagery. Like, I'm like,
What?
damn, this, yeah, you got to look at it. It's just wild. Let me see if I think it's on his channel with all the clips. I don't know what it's called, Daily Neurotic.
That's a thing. He has a clip channel too. Jesus.
Yeah, Daily Neurotic, and then it says yikes. Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
I think he added those. I don't think she has.
Yeah, it's obviously added. That's not in the photo. But I'm saying like the thumbnail artist went in and put that in there, right?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and show it because this is a sight to behold.
Yeah, Neurotic those thumbnails. I don't care what anybody says. They're hilarious. Oh my god. Like
Why
they
is she
go
sweating,
so
though?
fucking crazy.
She's sweating.
Well, she's sweating and then like she's got hard nipples. Like what the fuck? Like
apparently Kevin Feige's drooling with milk coming out. MCU.
Yeah.
Monica Rambeau is holding a milk bottle.
Yeah, they love putting that milk coming out of their mouth. Very
I don't think it's
sus.
supposed to be milk.
I know it's obviously not supposed to be milk, but like, they're gonna say it's milk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just crazy thumbnails. Oh my god. They go hard, man.
Yeah, it wasn't all that serious. Neurotic Savage. I don't think he makes. Does he make the thumbnails, or does he have somebody?
No, I think he pays someone.
He has such weird takes.
All of them have weird takes.
How's it going, Justin? Working your magic?
Yep.
No update, nothing. Just yep.
I was just laughing because it was like a 5-second delay on the yep.
No, man. Wait, give me a second.
You can see we're prepared today.
There we go.
There it is. There it is.
All right, go ahead.
You got to scroll. I can't scroll through it.
Brie Larson's The Marvels already has MCU fanboys in their feelings. Just say you hate women and leave. Honestly. C.T. Jones. Also, the writer of Why Some Taylor Swift Stans Are Ganging Up on Gay Lores. That's...
What?
Yeah, I'm just reading this for the first time. I don't know. All right, Tony, go ahead.
All right. Surprise, surprise. Less than 3 days after Marvel Studios released the first teaser trailer for the upcoming film, The Marvels, the film and its star Brie Larson are already facing backlash from the misogynistic side of Marvel fandom. Hold on. There you go. That's a little bit bigger for me. In theaters, November 10th, The Marvels sees its titular character, Captain Marvel, Larson, Miss Marvel, Iman Vellani, and Saber, Captain Monica Rambeau, Tiona Paris, struggling to figure out what mystery force has them switching bodies and powers uncontrollably. While not a direct sequel, The Marvels is the first Marvel film to feature Larson's Carol Danvers as a main character since 2019's Captain Marvel. The film will also overlap with storylines from the Disney Plus series Miss Marvel and WandaVision, which introduced viewers to plucky Kamala Khan and Rambeau. But on YouTube, the official upload from Marvel Studios has been hit by over 300,000 dislikes and thousands of copy pasta comments, a popular way to spam content and drown out positive replies by inundating comment sections with similar messaging. In comparison, Morbius, a superhero film derided by both critics and audiences, has only been disliked on YouTube 11,000 times since its trailer was posted a year ago. How many views has the Morbius trailer got, though? Compared to the Miss Marvel trailer, I think that it probably only has 11,000 views. What's up, Blinded?
Yeah, I'm back. I just had to switch to my laptop because my phone was just StreamYards was just killing my phone.
Yeah, it does that. Captain Feminist and the Patriarchy Stone. One comment under the Marvels reads, what piece of crap? Wow, not even proper English. Marvel Disney has gone off the deep end once again, says another. It seems Disney is willing to decimate and destroy anything we remember about Marvel Comics just to push the narrative. Okay, that comment didn't make any sense. Go back up. Right? They're going to destroy anything we remember about Marvel Comics to push their narrative. The three characters in the movie are Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel, and Miss Marvel. Like, I don't think you were reading any of those comics. Random YouTube commenter, right? Like, right. What about those characters are you mad that they changed? Right? Like,
yeah, just the fact that they're making a movie, I guess, pisses them off.
Sometimes I do get the feeling that some of these comments are fake. Like that feels like a fake comment, like something that nobody who actually legitimately hates Captain Marvel or the MCU would write, because they'd be like, because this doesn't apply. That comment like in no way applies to this movie, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Because they didn't change anything. This isn't like, oh,
Do they even link to that comment that says that, or
No.
are they just
you just
quoting it?
They copied and
Hmm.
pasted it on the fucking page. This isn't Larson's first time dealing with man children for checks notes, doing her contractually obligated job. Even before Captain Marvel
The
premiered,
fuck?
movie review site Rotten Tomatoes had to update its entire policy in an attempt to prevent angry male fans from review bombing the film before anyone saw it. That was a big mistake. They should have never did that, Rotten Tomatoes, right? Because that did show bias. They should have waited until after Captain Marvel to update their policy. Like, hey, this is why we're doing it, but we're going to actually wait till after the movie, so we're not being accused of trying to sway public opinion or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is,
it was clearly done to protect it.
Yeah, well, it was 100%. Like, even I'm not
if they had waited until afterwards, they would be like, oh, Disney's gonna get screwed again. Now, like from Solo, which was the last like review bomb that I remember, really getting a lot of attention. It was pretty interesting to see. Like the next one, Captain Marvel was going to be unscathed. And made $1 billion at the box office despite everything that happened, despite the Rotten Tomatoes thing. Maybe the Rotten Tomatoes thing did, fuck it all up and, took out that negative reception to get to the general public, like the people, the average person,
Yeah. Well, I think Rotten Tomatoes should have had the policy from the beginning to not be able to review a movie before it comes out, right?
Well, it wasn't reviewing it beforehand. It was like the want to see. Do you want to see it? Or do you not want to see it? And that was the big thing. Like the not want to see thing, like tanked, like so terribly, terribly low to the point where a lot of people were thinking like, oh, it's just a review bomb or something like that, or a vocal minority. It doesn't represent the general public. But that also takes away from the general public to, get any knowledge of it. So like, let's take it off. So like, we don't have people who mass dishate it, go on and, decide that, that'll dictate how well a movie does is because of that, want to see rate. So it's
was there any evidence that a want to see rating of a certain level increased or decreased the movie's overall performance?
I think it was Solo.
But so they were able to, what I'm saying is they were able to directly tie the movie's performance to that rating.
Not just that, but people, took the whole thing as like there was a boycott to Solo, a Star Wars story, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Justin, is okay.
What
so
it
if
came
I
down to was like no one really knew, and there were all these things that were going on that led it to not perform as well. A lot of it was attributed to different things, and I just
I don't think it would have any effect, because as someone, if I say I don't want to watch a movie, right? If I go to Rotten Tomatoes, I click do not want to watch a movie, and I don't go to the theater, then I'm essentially using it for what its purpose is, right? And if 100,000, 300,000, 1 million people click on it and they don't go to the theater, then that's essentially that's what it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah, and what's weird is that they will show the critic rating over the audience score, and I think before then you used to be able to like see the difference, but now it just comes up with the critic score. So I don't know.
I think maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm old school, or maybe I just don't care enough about critics, or whatever. But I honestly think that for big blockbuster movies, it's probably more word of mouth and marketing versus like because even like the what was that last movie, that the Mario movie, right? The Mario movie did very well despite critics shitting on it so hard.
People are gonna go see that movie regardless.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So even if the want to see rating was completely low, the movie probably still would have made gangbusters, right? I don't think it would have affected it at all.
Unless it was truly, truly bad, where
the
main audience couldn't watch it. But yeah, that was never going to happen. Yeah.
So like this movie, like, or even Captain Marvel, even if they kept the dislike or don't want to see it, right? The people that were going to see it were going to see it regardless, whether or not someone else said they weren't going to see it. So I don't get it. Justin, what happened to the article?
Oh, I have to go to bed, but you could just look up the article incognito mode or something like that, and you'll be able to watch. You'll be able to.
Anyway?
Huh?
Wasn't it done anyway, or there was more to it?
I think there was like one.
I'll bring it up again.
Damn you, Justin.
I was trying to give him a way out.
Yeah, apparently I could look at it in guest mode.
Yeah, guest mode. That's weird.
Guest. If you put guest window or whatever. See. For some reason, if I'm signed in to Google, they want me to
pay.
Look at an article. Yeah. I'm running out of free
articles. Yeah.
Yeah. You're my guest account. A 2019 review from Rolling Stone also noted that incels were enraged by Larson's press tour.
Have a good night.
All right. Peace,
thanks, Justin. Where she pushed for more female inclusion in male-dominated superhero films. I don't remember that happening. Is that what happened?
I have no clue. People are mad. People are upset. I don't know.
I thought she said something at a different movie in regards to a different movie and not having old white time. Yeah, like saying something about a 40-year-old white dude. Critics didn't get it, and that's why it got bad ratings. And maybe they should have the sort of audience that we're supposed to be aimed at be critics of the movie or some shit like that.
Yeah, even though the movie just was flat out bad, but no kid would have liked that movie.
So seeing Larson back on the big screen, undeterred, has seemingly pushed some buttons. Adding the star power from Paris and Villani, whose characters are vocal about how their Black and Pakistani American identities intertwined with their superhero lives. And the Marvels was a target of less than savory Marvel fans from the moment it was announced.
I just can't believe someone wrote this article. Like,
got paid to write this article.
They got paid to write this article, but like, it's just such an eye roll. Like, who really cares? Why are you're fueling the fire of negativity? That's what I don't understand about an article like this.
It's about clicks. They get clicks for that.
Oh God, yeah, you're right. No.
Whiny pushback hasn't prevented some fans from looking forward to Larson's upcoming film. The Marvel's teaser trailer has been viewed 13 million times and currently is the #2 trending video on YouTube. Maybe that will give MC fanboys something more concrete to cry over. Cry. So 13 million views. They said it was 300,000 dislikes. So that's not even 10%, right? Is it?
Right.
No, that is 10%.
It's 10%.
So it's like 30%, right? No,
I'm not doing the math.
Yeah, it's like a percentage. It's a percentage higher than 0. Yeah, I don't get it either. The movie it looked okay. It looked like a movie.
It probably was just a regular Marvel trailer, and people lost their shit over it.
Yeah, don't be surprised if Blue Beetle is a lot better than Marvels. Ooh, hot take
I
from
don't
George.
know. I didn't want to even say anything about the Blue Beetle trailer, but I did not like that trailer either.
Because Batman's a fascist.
Oh, I thought that was actually funny, but the trailer to me was it was just like this looked like a CW show, like a expensive CW show. Jeez,
Oh yeah, 100%.
yeah,
All right, but it still looked fun.
I can have fun playing with my thumbs.
But can you make a movie?
I just
actually they did have
just
movies
can't.
about people's thumbs.
I just when people say it's gonna be fun, it's like there's a lot of shit you could do for fun. Like, come on, like that shouldn't be the fucking enticing of the movie. Like, oh, you should watch it because it's fun. Give me something else.
Most of what I do is because it's fun. I think I live my life
Mm.
under one rule: is it fun? If so, do it. If not, then don't do it.
You can, like I said, you can have fun with a lot of things.
Fun doesn't always mean good.
Exactly.
That's true, but I'm saying, like, if it's fun, you can still have fun.
Yeah, but you have to pay. That's what I'm trying to say. If I can twiddle my thumbs and it can be fun, that's free.
Yeah, but
Me
is
paying
the
a
fun
movie
equal?
ticket.
That's what you have to measure.
It might be equal. That's the point.
Girls just want to have fun. I thought the Blue Beetle trailer looked. When I say fun, I mean good. Obviously, I think it looked good. It looked like it'd be an interesting time. Is it going to be great? Is it going to be moving? Is it going to be Citizen Kane? No, probably not. In fact, I can go out on a limb and say it's not going to be Citizen Kane. It's not going to be.
It doesn't
this
even
deep
really
story.
need to be Citizen Kane. It's the fact that we're getting so many of these movies like Shazam and fucking the Marvels, like they all blur together. Like that's really it. Where it's like I'm not even gonna watch the trailer. I might as well just wait because I could just form an opinion without watching it, right? So it's like let me just watch the movie itself.
You hear that, folks? Go back 2 weeks. Blinded Braille's watching all sorts of trailers. He's having fun. He's out here. He's talking movies. He takes a test to get into Hollywood, and suddenly,
No, man.
all of a sudden, everything's just garbage. He doesn't care. Sticks his
I
nose
don't
up.
even. It's just like it just doesn't interest me if I have to keep it real. I mean, the Tears of the Kingdom trailer. I don't care what anybody says. That looked fucking amazing. So it just depends on what it is.
Kevin Bailey says, "What do you mean?"
Who's Kevin Bailey?
I don't know. The guy in the chat.
I've never seen Kevin Bailey.
Kevin Bailey Jr. Big love.
He's got to
big love.
elaborate. Then he said, "Peace." What's going on here?
Nope. But yeah, fun movies are things that I want to watch. Right, I'll spend my time, I'll spend my money on fun. But something that doesn't look fun, and was mentioned that there's going to be another Flash trailer. I'm not feeling the Flash.
Another
movie.
one?
Yeah, they said it's going to be upcoming in a few months, something like that.
Okay, well, I'm not going to watch that one. I already seen the first one. I actually liked the trailer, so.
This man, this looks like Alfred. Like Alfred's wearing the bat suit. I'm sorry. I know that there's nostalgia tied to Michael Keaton Batman. Good Lord.
You wanted him to be more bulky? I mean, we had old Batman. So
it just looks, I don't know, like it's the neck. It's like CGI his neck. Make it smoother. They showed the picture. It's their picture. I didn't like.
I mean, for Michael Keaton looks pretty good for a 70-year-old man. This guy is 70. Like,
yeah, I get that.
It's kind of mind blowing.
I get that. Michael Keaton,
like, right,
and he looks good for an old man. He does not look good for an old Batman. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
What do you see as an old Batman? Because there's only really like a couple of old Batman we have.
He just looks
Frank
weak.
Miller.
Like I don't know.
I mean, he looks lean.
No, he looks weak. Like weak.
Nah,
he
frail.
Looks like Batman. Like he would just push him over. This looks like a Batman that I could just like push over and he'd like hurt his hip and then he'd never get me.
Nah, I don't see that. He looks pretty good. And like I said, he's fucking Batman. Like, who the hell really cares? They're all gonna be punching each other and jumping off fucking buildings. Like, the logic makes no sense anyway.
He looks like he's gonna chase me out of the store with a broom and then yell at the sky. Damn
like
kids!
Batman.
What are you doing in my plant cave? He's gonna have a heart attack. I don't know. He just, to me, doesn't look good. He doesn't look intense. Like, he doesn't have the Batman look. Maybe it's just a bad photo. Maybe he's in the middle of. He's gonna have a snappy line right before this photo was taken, or right after this photo was taken. Right? He too pretty. See, that's the other thing, right? Like, this is a Batman that's supposed to be older, right? He doesn't look like he's been in any fights. Like he looks like a healthy 7-year-old man, not like a 7-year-old man that's worn down and like he's had a couple of concussions or there's no scars. They didn't put like a couple of cuts on his face or something.
I don't know. I wouldn't even want that on an old Batman. It just seems weird.
I think Batman and Batman Beyond, doesn't he have like a scar on his face?
No. Now I have to look. He looks old, but I don't think he has a scar on his face. At least in the animated series. No, he doesn't. I mean, he had like the lines of wrinkles and stuff, but he doesn't really have a scar. He's pretty clean.
Let me see. I'm going to bring up a picture. No, he does have a scar.
No, he doesn't.
Or he has wrinkle lines on like one side of his face and not the other side.
No, he has a.
But it's always on the one side.
That's not a scar, Tony. That you're reaching now. That's just the drawing of it. Like they have exaggerated lines.
Like every single drawing. No, it's a scar. It's 100%. I will fucking put my reputation. I will stake my reputation that it is a.
Because there's drawings of him in the comics.
I don't care about the comics.
Yeah.
Look at the movie. Look. This side clean, right? Left side of his face clean. Right side has this distinctive jagged line. Distinctive jagged line. Other side clean.
It looks like it looks like a
scar. Like he has a scar on one side of his face.
No, it doesn't look like
this is a wrinkle line.
I'm trying to look for
it's jagged.
A character in the show that actually has a scar. Because you're just gonna keep going on and on, but I mean, like it looks like a drawing.
I could pull up every picture of Batman from the show. Every single one has right side of his face.
You can keep showing me
line,
in the
left
show.
Side, no.
It looks like I said, it looks like it's part of the drawing. I can't really see it.
But why is it always
if it
just
was
the
a
one
scar?
side?
It would have been highlighted. No, there's got to be one where it's on the opposite side sometimes.
No, it's literally only on one side. Every picture. Look it up.
Let's see a character with an actual.
Here, look. I'll even prove why it's a scar. Here's how I'll prove it to you, Blinded. Look at that picture.
Okay, I have a character who actually has a scar from the show.
No, this is an older Batman, but not as old as he is in Batman Beyond. This is right before, right? This is like in between Batman and Batman Beyond. No scar in this picture, right?
There's a scar in this picture in the Batman animated series who actually has a scar. It's the same animation, and they drew it red. I feel like
that's just a deeper scar. That could be a fresher scar.
On the opposite side. I have one that's on the opposite side.
Let me see. Show me. One of the toys has a scar.
The toys has a scar.
That's what Super J says.
No.
I know.
I'm not really bothered by the fact that Michael Keaton doesn't have scars. Who cares?
I'm just saying he doesn't look like.
I mean, you seem
like
pretty
a
bothered. I mean, you're like he needs to have scars. He doesn't really need to. He's fucking Batman. Who cares? If a clean
that's what I'm saying.
Batman
He's
and he's
Batman.
old, that means he his fucking suit and his mask were pretty good. Blocked him from getting scars. That's the way I see it.
He looks too pretty.
Mm.
Look at that. 56
I'm
says
looking forward to
Keaton doesn't have the hair, the jawline, or the scars. What else doesn't he have?
He has the good eyes. I like his eyes for Batman. Yeah, especially in the original movies.
He doesn't even have
anybody
the black...
really had that. I've seen people always complain about the black makeup, but again, it's like I could care less. Like we all know why they're not going to have him wear the eye makeup, right? Like the eye makeup when we saw it in the Batman, it looked pretty like made him look really disturbing and cooped out, which I don't think is, even though we interpreted Batman that way, I don't think that's how the movie wants to present him.
I don't think that's the reason why he's not going to have the black. I think the reason he's not going to have the black. Yeah, Sean is bothered by the black makeup. That's why I saw it.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to have the black makeup, not because
right.
of the reason you said, but rather because Patterson has the black makeup. What I mean is that if he has the black makeup, then people are going to assume that he's the same Batman. They're going to be like, oh, must be the Patterson Batman because it's the only one with the black makeup, right? So I think at this point, they're like, shit, if we put the black makeup on him, who they're going to say? Oh, that must be Patterson. So in order to really hammer home the point that this is not Patterson's Batman, this is, the 89 universe Batman.
Right.
And the 89 universe Batman didn't have it on, so they got to keep that consistent, right?
Yeah, I never, like I said, I was never bothered by that because it more looks like it's supposed to blend into the mask to highlight his eyes. So why?
You know what? I never even thought of it.
Thought about the eye
for
makeup?
All the nitpicks that I do, I've never thought about it in my head. One. And this is how. Yeah, but I'm saying like for me because I'm not a huge Batman fan. Maybe he does it in the comics. Maybe I don't fucking know, right? But in my head, I always just thought, oh, it's just dark because like he's in the shadow. It's just supposed to. I never really thought, oh, he's putting fucking makeup on, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the eye makeup is really supposed to exaggerate the shadow so you can see his eyes. It wasn't.
But I'm saying I always assumed it was actually just the shadow. I didn't even, like I said, I didn't even think that it was actual makeup that he put on his face to accentuate. I just.
Yeah, I could see that too. It does. Yeah, I mean, you would have to see behind the scenes stuff to realize that it is eye makeup. But yeah, that I don't know. I'm not bothered by that. I'm always weirded out when people do weird nitpicks that don't even break the story. If something breaks the story, I feel like that's more problematic. But that also seems in line with the campiness of the story, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not going to complain about that.
Anyway, I still think that maybe it's just a bad photo. Maybe it's the lighting.
No, I just think you and everybody else wants to hate on this movie.
Why would I want to hate on the movie?
When the movie comes out, then everybody's gonna be blown away. Oh man, the movie's actually good. Because
maybe the movie is gonna be good. I don't know. I still think that this is a bad photo. I'm not feeling it.
No, man. No.
Not feeling it. I mean, it could just be the lighting, the photo. It's so bright. His hair almost.
I will admit this. I'll like lean in your direction. A little bit weird to have a photo of him without the cowl and just this random shot of him. Like, not great promotional material. Put him in the Batman suit. Don't show us something like this. So I'll give you
even like the lighting makes this look yellow. Like I know the Batman suit doesn't have like big yellow.
No, it's the reflection.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it just looks weird for because it's a photo, right? It's. I'm not watching the movie. I don't have no.
Yeah, this is a promotional photo. I don't even think this is a shot from the movie. It doesn't look like it. Just looks like they were on set and they had the professional cameras and they took a shot of him on. location.
That's even worse. Don't do that. Stop doing that.
Yeah, they do that a lot. I don't. I mean, it's kind of cool, but like when you're promoting a movie, just show us stills from the movie.
56K says Patterson looked badass with the eyeliner.
Yeah,
Keaton would look goofy. He just doesn't have the Bruce look.
Yeah, Patterson is. I mean, that's part of the world and the look of it, right? If you saw Michael Keaton with the eyeliner, you would be like, "What the fuck? The fuck did he just smeared on his face?" Yeah, like a bunch of people in the 80s would be like, "What? Is he gay? What's going on here?" I'm sure that's what they would say.
Wow. Homophobia aside,
that was in the 80s, you know. But yeah, I had to make that joke.
All right, Warner Brothers Discovery stock drops after Max presentation. Introducing Max, the one to watch. Warner Brothers Discovery shares were down 6% at the close of trading Wednesday on the heels of the company's expansive presentation of its plans to overhaul the HBO Max streamer.
Nah.
What?
The name, I mean, this doesn't really affect me because we don't even have HBO Max in Canada.
Well, no one has HBO Max anymore.
Well, yeah, no Max, whatever you want to call this new thing. This is just what a terrible name. Max. I have Max. You want to share my Max with me? We're gonna Max and chill. What the fuck? Who's gonna say stuff like that? It's such a weird fucking name. It's like they should just called it like something more generic, like Warner or Warner D.
Warner D. I'm gonna give you the Warner D. No, I think Max. I'm gonna get my Max pass and wax ass. Works.
Yeah, we'd have to come up with something that rhymes, I guess. That makes it work. I don't know. It just seems. Yeah.
It should say introducing Max, the one to watch while you're fucking. Why Netflix and chill when you could watch Max?
Oh God.
I don't know. I'm on the fence on this, right? Because it is a stupid name.
It is.
They had HBO. They had HBO. Remember, I told you guys, and everyone was like, "Tony, you're fucking stupid. They're not going to do that, right?" Remember, everyone was going, "They're gonna keep the HBO name." And what did I say? I was the only one who said, "I said they're gonna 100% get rid of the HBO name off of the fucking thing."
First off, whoever said that had no clue what they were talking about, because it's been like rumored for a long time that they were going to drop the HBO from the name. They were going to call it something else entirely, because it did ruin the brand of HBO, right? You have all this content. Some of it was good. Some of it was bad. But HBO really doesn't have bad shows, right? So it just... And
that's
then
the problem. Because you want the HBO brand, which is strong, right? It's a strong brand. But if you're going to name the whole service HBO, and the whole service isn't as strong as that brand, like you said, it's going to bring the brand down, right?
Right. I mean, they should have just called it Warner Brothers Plus, something generic and corporate, and call it a day. You know what I mean?
Warner Brothers Max.
Warner Brother Max, something.
HBO has never been the same since season 8 of Game of Thrones. It's true.
Nah. Game of Thrones has been whatever, but they still put out really good shows. I mean, look, the one that's like right there on the screen is Barry. Barry's a great show.
They should just call it Game of Thrones and other shit.
No, man.
Hey, you want to watch Game of Thrones and other shit? Yeah. What's on? Game of Thrones? Nah, other shit. All right,
other shit. Oh, boy.
Just two categories when you go to the thing. Game of Thrones. You get your House of Dragons, Game of Thrones, and then everything else is just other shit.
Other shit. You got to scroll through it all. It's like
no kids, no TV shows, no movies, just the whole thing. Other shit.
Other shit. Oh God.
Then think about it. You could like click on a button for random shit. You want random shit? There you go. Anything from the other shit category, just pop up. I'm a marketing genius. It'd be a lot better than Max, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, anything else would have been better than Max. Because it doesn't even sound like what they're trying to, like, oh, this library of content, it's so grand, right? It just sounds like a name, Max.
What's funny, it's funny because HBO, Showtime, and Cinemax were the three big ones. And this sounds more like a Cinemax like knockoff than anything HBO related.
Right. Weird. It's just so weird.
What's weird though is they're saying, okay, so Warner Brothers was down 6%, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it says on Wednesday the stock fell 5.8%. And what was a down day overall for the market and a down day for most of WB Discovery's media rivals, including Disney down 2.5%, Paramount Global down 3.3%, and Netflix down 2%. Right. So,
right.
Now the question is it down 6% because of the name, or is it down because everything apparently is
went down? Right.
Right.
Yeah, I seen some people say it went 6% down, possibly because of the name. I didn't know other companies at the time where these movie studios were having a similar drop in stock. So it was weird.
So if we go 5.8%, and let's say Disney was down 2.5%, right? So we'll go low. Netflix was down the lowest, so 2. So we could say that 3.8% to that'd be on the high side, 3.8% to 2.5% on the low side, right?
Right.
Is based on the name. And the other percentage is based on, like you said, everything's going down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like 2.5% to 3% was based on the name, I would say.
Possibly, yeah. That makes sense.
The Dow Jones Index fell a modest 38.2 points, while the NASDAQ dropped 102 points, or 1%. The hour-long WB Discovery presentation was held during the trading hours at 10 a.m., blah, blah, blah. Wall Street's verdict on WB Discovery's plans is still not in, but the immediate reaction of investors indicates that the company still has a long road ahead in sorting out its profit centers in the age of streaming.
Yeah.
Now,
This is not going to even help.
Yeah, I'm not giving financial advice. It's not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. But if I had money, I would buy the dip, right? I think it's going to rebound back up. I don't think this 6% holds, especially with all these other media companies going down the same day, right? It seems like it's down overall, and it's going to pop back up. Probably go up. If I had to guess, it'll go up at least 3% by the end of next week.
Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, we might get some more news from them.
Yeah, and then
be good.
If the trailer for Flash comes out and it's really good, well received, then I could see it popping up a little more.
The reviews are going to come soon, at the end of the month.
Yeah. Also, we had the Harry Potter news, right? So that might swing it back up.
Which I've seen some people are trying to say that, oh, now the brand is dead because they announced the reboot. That's lunacy. I'm sorry. Whoever said that.
Wouldn't that be the opposite?
That's what I'm saying. Why would you say it's the death of the brand because they're rebooting it? Like, I know people have conflicted feelings on it, but the franchise has dipped ever since the last movie, the Deathly Hallows Part 2, right? It's never really rebound, right? The prequel series, I've never seen it. I didn't really care for it. The box office were okay. It wasn't great. So, the Fantastic Beasts, yeah. I think the first one did pretty well.
First two.
Yeah, I've never seen any of them. Just
it was a letdown. It was a letdown. Look, I didn't read the books, right? I went into it because Sidekick Max was a big Harry Potter fan. Right? So the Fantastic Beasts gets announced. Hell yeah, it's a spinoff. All I know, again, general audience, just a regular schmo, Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Them. What do I think the movie's going to be about? I think it's going to be about Fantastic Beast and fucking Where to Find Them. Right? That's what, because that's the fucking name of the movie. Sounds like a no-brainer, right? That's like calling a movie Sasquatch and where he lives, and then the movie's actually about some goofy emo kid who might have like the devil inside of me. Like this is not what I signed up for, right?
Right.
But that's what Fantastic Beast is. It's like, oh, there's not really any beast, and there's a couple in there, and they're a little fantastical, but it's actually about Ezra Miller being possessed by some ash demon or some shit. And I could care less. Also, Dumbledore sent in he's gay.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, okay, well, I guess. So yeah, not a big fan.
Yeah, I think the reboot series. I mean, it does sound interesting. Does it seem early? Kind of, but we're also like 12 years removed from that whole saga, the whole retelling of those books anyway. So by the time the series comes out, it'll probably be like 2026, 2027. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think it's a big deal.
I don't think it's too soon.
Right. Yeah.
I will say, though, Dan Fogler in Fantastic Beasts, he's probably the best thing. He's just a regular dude that's just introduced into the world of fucking magical beasts and shit. He's fantastic.
Right.
If you haven't seen, what the hell is it? Balls of Fury, Dan Fogler. Balls of Fury, where he's a ping pong master. Watch it. Highly fucking fantastic. Love it. Maggie Hughes, the love interest in that. It's great. But speaking of Harry Potter, we might as well talk about this. Harry Potter series adaptation officially ordered at HBO Max will feature entirely new cast. It's almost as if that makes sense. It's like, why are you putting that in the headline, right? Like, did you think that Daniel Radcliffe was going to come back and reprise his role as Harry? Rupert Grint, the chick.
Well, if they put reboot series, you could just cut out that will, that will line.
It would be like again, see, right? For us, for the older people, or for the people who grew up with Harry Potter, it would be nice if, say, Rupert Grint came back to play the father of his character, right? Harry playing the father. That would be nice, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't think the movie lives or dies by these guys coming back, right?
No. Well, I mean, the thing is, people are like, oh, they killed the film franchise. I mean, haven't people been paying attention what they're doing with Star Trek? Like, Star Trek they have the movie series and then they have the TV shows, and they run parallel to each other. So it's like, do they really? You could still do a movie series with the original cast with a new story if you wanted to. Is it going to happen? I don't know, but like, I don't think this means the movies are dead. Like, that's a stupid thought. Like, they even said that in an article. I think it was a Deadline article that David Zaslav is going to still make Harry Potter movies.
Joshua Press says, why did they ditch the purple shade from HBO Max? The purple made them stand out. Blue is already Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, and Prime.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think at one point, Netflix was like white with a red N.
Yeah, it was white and red.
And then YouTube was also white with a red, and then YouTube changed to red. And then all of a sudden, like, Netflix changed. I was like, what the hell's going on? Why is it like they stick to the colors that I know? So yeah, I agree. That was a stupid move, especially because HBO Max turned into Max, right? So it should have stayed purple shade.
Yeah, I agree with that. The color scheme, purple was better.
Yeah. As far as this, I could see them doing the show like Avatar, right? If we're gonna go with how supposedly Avatar is gonna be like a TV show and a movie, right?
The James Cameron Avatar, right?
Yeah, the James Cameron. Remember they said that because we were discussing this, that they said that supposedly the third movie or the fourth movie they were going to turn it into a series that led into a movie.
Right.
They could do the same thing where like the first book, you're kind of leading up into the big finale, right? And then the big finale is a movie. Oh, you got to go to the theater to go see the finale. Right? Kind of like the Mandalorian, where like, hey, you got the Mandalorian and Ahsoka and Boba Fett, but if you want to see the ending, you got to go to the theater.
I don't know if they would do that. That seems like a lot of time to really, because then you would shoot it like the show, but it would just, I guess, have a bigger budget. I don't know. I don't know if I really like that idea. I think it's better if it's just a TV show because, I mean, it is a written medium, right? That's where Harry Potter comes from, and TV works better with that. I mean, game. I know game. Yeah, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I would say it does, but the thing of it is you still got to make money, right?
Right.
Is this going to bring? I think the first season will decide whether or not movies are incorporated in, because if you don't bring in enough people to make it cost, so it's not
effective,
cost effective, right? Because that's the problem Netflix had, right? They went and said, oh, we made this fantastic Daredevil show, and then at some point you plateau in subscribers, right? And then it's no longer cost effective for you to keep. Yeah, you're not drawing in any new fans, so then why are you spending all this money? You spent the money to bring in people, but the people are here now, and there's no one else. So now it's like, shit. Now I'm losing money on the show.
Yeah,
and I can see the same thing happening.
Point. I mean, I think if that does happen, or even if this is like super successful, right? I mean, I guess the movies would have to be like spin-offs. Because I mean, it'll be kind of interesting to see a spin-off that takes place during one of the books, but it's a new story.
56 says that first movie was in 2001, so it's like 2 decades. So 20 years.
At this point,
it's long enough.
Yeah, by the time the show is on its third season, it'll probably be like 2 decades since the final movie came out. If you think, right? No, it would be yeah. So,
like I said, they probably should. They'll probably, if my thinking holds true, they'll shoot the first season and then shoot the last 2 episodes as like a movie, and then put that in the theater. They might even do the, we give you like say 8 episodes. I'm just speculating on numbers, right? Like 8 episodes. Combine the 2 as a movie in the theater, and then that runs for like a month, and then it comes back to HBO Max, right? Because, like I said, I don't see them like just totally cutting out the theater aspect of the Harry Potter franchise.
Yeah, they won't do that. Yeah, that was my point earlier.
And I also don't. And if these characters or these actors who are the new trio, right? If they're good and they're popular and people like them as the characters, I don't see them again. You're just gonna leave them on fucking HBO or Max. It's on Max, right? And not really drawing the numbers that you could get in the theater. So then again, I don't know how much money Game of Thrones brought in, right? So
yeah, Game of Thrones did make HBO and Warner Brothers a lot of money. So we'll have to see with all this. But I don't know if this is really bad news per se. I think some people are over exaggerating, say, "Oh, like this is gonna be shit," and why are you gonna do this? Like they really had no other choice anyway. Like, the prequels failed. They clearly all the fan base, like from what I've seen, they don't like the Cursed Child. There's no more books after that one, so it's like, what do you do with the Harry Potter series, despite it being relevant still? Well,
you lock J.K. Rowling in a room until she writes a new book. Fucking right.
She could do that, yeah. But then the thing is, are they going to boycott that next thing?
Oh yeah, they will.
Yeah.
The good thing about Harry Potter though is if they do keep it on as a series, the The merchandising for it is probably where they're going to make all that money.
Yeah, you Super J just said the Universal rides.
Yeah.
That's still going.
Yeah, I don't see why people would even think that they would just sit on this, right? We were talking about this the other day, right? No one's just going to sit on this huge IP.
Yeah, the game just sold an astronomical amount. Like, that's stupid. Yeah.
Well, let's just sit on it because, people are attached to these original actors and actresses from the movies.
It's honestly, this is a better route. This is the James Bond route, not what Marvel's doing, where they're like, no, Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. It's like, I don't know.
I mean, look at how everybody complained about the sequel trilogy, right? The Disney Star Wars.
Right.
You might end up like, so if you go, oh, well, don't reboot them, right? Just make fucking sequels. You might end up with the Harry Potter sequels that are just shit and no one likes, right? You at least know you like those stories, right?
Right.
Now you're going to get expanded, right? You like the first movie. Guess what? Now you're going to get the first movie plus fucking like 6 more hours of content for that first movie, right? So what the hell are you complaining about?
Yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they get a good showrunner and good people attached to it. This might far succeed the movies because you have more screen time to develop the characters and have different sequences. So, I mean, you have the technology. You could do that now with a show. You couldn't do that 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it makes sense.
And for a fact there's going to be fucking video games. There's going to be a whatever the series. I know it's Harry Potter, right? But it's obviously going to have some sort of name like Harry Potter, blah 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 blah, right?
Right.
So they'll probably be like, "Oh, we'll make a video game for each season." Because I mean, they were already talking about movies and video games and integrating shit with the DC. So I see that they'll probably do the same thing here with fucking Harry Potter.
Right. Yeah, that does sound like something would do. I could see that.
Hey, Super J's right. We've seen 3 different Spider-Men in the last 20 years. They can for sure reboot Harry freaking Potter. Only question is, what can you do differently with it?
That last part, I'm not sure. Other than it being a TV show.
Yeah. I'm not super familiar with the Harry Potter books, right? But I do know that there's probably a shit ton of material from each one of those books that didn't make it into the movies just because a movie's only so long. So we'll see. We'll find out. We'll find out together. As every week, me, Blinded, and several other people watch Harry Potter and we review it. We tell you why crotchety old men don't like it.
Crotchety old men.
All right, this I thought was a little interesting.
I'm super excited about this.
Joins Marvel's Blade with Mahershala Ali. After a massive year in 2022 with back-to-back buzzworthy performances in X and Pearl, 2 movies I did not see, Mia Goth has been added a role in Marvel Cinematic Universe to her resume, joining Marvel's Blade. The Marvel Studios film stars Oscar winner M. Ali as the title vampire slayer, directed by Yan Demange. From a script by Emmy-nominated Michael Starberry, which is said to be darker than most MCU movies.
I wish they would just cut that line out.
I mean, I think that's just a given. I mean, is there even a dark, like, what would be the darkest MCU movie right now? Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange.
Madness, right? Like, and that wasn't even that dark if you really think about it.
Yeah.
So,
I just hate when they say dark. This is going to be the dark MCU. Like, give me some proof first before I can believe that, and not a trailer. You know what I mean? Like, make this rated R. Then I will be like, I'll take you serious.
Well, they did cut out, what's his name? Kid Harington, supposedly.
Yeah, which, am I bothered by that? I mean, maybe a little bit because he was set up in Eternals, which they should have never done, but it is what it is.
I don't think, I mean, it made sense because the comic connection between Blade and the Ebony Blade. But I think what it says to me is it's going to be a total rewrite of the script, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I am curious to know what was the original plan and what is the current plan and how it's changed.
I hope this new idea is good, and I still think if it's Blade, why would you do a PG-13 Blade? Besides it being the MCU, I don't really see the sense of that because most people know Blade really not from the comics but from that movie, which I think is like a rare example of a Marvel character where it's like the character is not really super fleshed out in the comic itself, right? Like that movie more established his identity. So I think they
Yeah.
should do a rated R movie, to be honest. I think I would be really pissed off if it wasn't because they haven't said anything about it, right? So it's like it could still be possible.
It could. I think that they might wait to see how Deadpool does.
But this comes
Right.
out the same time as Deadpool, unless it's they delay it. I hope they.
I thought it was delayed again. I thought it was delayed.
It was delayed. So Deadpool comes out in September, and this movie comes out in November of 2024.
Well,
So
it's not that it's easy, but it's possible to have a rated R cut and then make a PG-13
you
cut,
could do
right?
that, I guess.
And then like whatever, like if Deadpool does good, like we'll just send the rated R can go to the theaters, and if not, we'll just send the PG-13 one.
I think they should just gamble and just say it's a rated R movie. Like just take the hit. Because rated R superhero movies right now are actually doing pretty good. And rated R movies, if they have an audience, they do pretty good. And the first Blade did do well for the time. So I don't see why you couldn't.
I think, and this is my opinion,
Right.
I think that they don't want to make Blade rated R because Blade is black.
That'd be really dumb.
Because I think that they're afraid of the backlash to be like, oh, you made it R because you knew that less children can see it. You didn't want the kids to look up to the black superhero, right?
Oh my god.
I have a feeling because that's how everybody is, like so sensitive about everything. They'll pick at anything. And even though Blade is supposed to be more of an anti-hero, he's not supposed to be really a hero that you look up to, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I would think that they try to make him more family friendly, especially with Chadwick Boseman no longer being around.
Right.
And so they could try to slot.
But why
Blade
would you? This is what I'm saying. This casting of Mia Goth only really does art house rated R movies. Why would you cast her, right? Like, I think she's even said that she wasn't that interested in doing blockbusters. So this comes out of nowhere, and this makes me personally believe you are going to go in that direction because you cast an actor who is in that wheelhouse. Right? That's just how I see it.
Who do you think she's playing? Because
people are saying Lilith. There's a rumor that she's going to play Lilith, which I think would be pretty interesting, but we'll see.
I could see it 100%. I could see it, but I don't want it.
Right.
I think it'd be too soon. I was gonna say it'd be too soon to introduce the whole Lilith thing, especially because it's Blade, the fucking vampire hunter, right? Hunt vampires, hunt Dracula in the first movie.
Right.
And I don't see them casting her to just be like a small little
role. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a small role. I mean, unless it's like a Dormammu role, but like extended, it could work. Where she's the villain, but not really the villain. Because I think there's another actor who's supposed to be playing a significant role that might be a villain.
Delroy Lindo or Aaron Pierre.
I think it was Lindo, maybe. I have to see.
You Super J says, I would assume the old script didn't focus enough on the Midnight Suns. Need that spin-off money? Oh god.
Oh god.
Please no. The game, I love the game. It's fantastic. The story is okay.
Right.
It's not the best. But Yeah. And even in that the spoilers for anyone who hasn't played the Midnight Suns game, spoilers. But there's like right at the very end, it's almost like, oh yeah, your mom's not really evil because your mom is Lilith, right?
Right.
And it's like, oh, she actually has been protecting you the whole time. She loves you. And she did what she did to protect you, and she's a little corrupt, and she just wants you back. But then she sacrifices herself, like right at the end, like to kill Cathan.
Right.
Who you never actually fight. He's just like a big cloud guy.
That definitely sucks.
Yeah. So, also, they made Agatha Harkness a lesbian.
Oh, in the game?
Yeah.
Oh.
So your mom's sister, I forget what the hell the character's name is. She apparently meets Agatha Harkness, and they don't outright say it. It's not like, oh my god, they're fucking lesbians, right? But it's like so heavily implied, right?
Right.
That you're like, yes, they are definitely in love with each other, and they're a couple.
Interesting. The MCU is family friendly.
Yeah, but that game did kind of bomb, so I don't think they're gonna take anything from it.
I think the only thing they'll take from it is the name. They can't call that the Midnight Suns. Are you crazy? It's got to be Midnight Suns, so it's vague. You know, it's like sun. No, man.
Well, in the game, the Midnight Suns, it is actually about the prophecy of a sun that comes up at midnight.
Right. I think they did. Did they do? Well, I mean, I don't think you would know because it's comic related. They did a Midnight Sun spinoff, which I don't think was connected to the game, but it still had the title of the game.
Yeah, I think they did recently. It's more of a recent thing.
Yeah, that's a recent thing. Yeah.
Right. But I don't know who Mia Goth is playing, but it will be interesting. She is a interesting looking person.
Yeah, she's a good actress. I think more people like her in Pearl than X because her character really, she has more of an interesting character in as Pearl, not the character that she plays in X. Or well, she plays two characters in X, but I don't want to spoil that movie. You should watch both those movies. They're pretty good.
I heard they were good, but I don't have an interest in horror movies because they're not real, right? They're not real, so it's like, what am I scared of?
Well, I think the at least X is kind of funny because they're making a porno.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and the gore is pretty good, I guess.
But even like for me, because I know it's not real, right? It's like, oh, yay, I see the guy's guts that aren't real. It's like it's not creepy, it's not scary. It's just like that's the thing that I'm watching on the screen. That's happening. Now, for me, and again, this is my brain, the way my brain works. If you were to show, like, say you showed a girl get fucking grabbed by the hair, right, and the killer drags her off, and you just hear like the knife like hitting into something, while someone's like hiding in a closet, so you see the person hiding in the closet, and you're just hearing the noise of like some chick getting chopped up. That's fucking like that'll give me anxiety. Like, shit, what the hell's going on over there?
Well, I think
when
that's
you show
more
it,
a better example of horror. Yeah, I'm not too big of a fan with the excessive gore. I just think in that movie it kind of works a little bit better because they don't really show it a lot. They use it in an effective way. But the movie is also kind of a gross out movie sometimes. There's a lot of weird shit in it besides the gore and obviously killing. So yeah, it's something that she has to do in particular, which is kind of weird.
Like Terrifier, everyone was talking about how Terrifier is like this awesome movie. It's fucking great. It's fucking fantastic. And I'm just like, it's not shocking, right? It's not like, oh my God, I've been on the internet long enough to be like, I seen a real dude get beheaded. Why am I supposed to be shocked by this imaginary thing that's happening, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the gross out stuff never really works unless it's super fucking disturbing.
Or you're super innocent. You've never seen anything, right? You're like, oh shit,
Right.
this is a thing I've never seen before. Maybe I'm
Right.
just ruined. The internet has just ruined me.
I think it's ruined a lot of people.
It's like
This-
you know what? Like one guy, one jar is probably far more disturbing than Terrifier, right? Because I know that's a
Right.
real thing that's happened. And it's like, oh, that's
Disgusting. Yeah.
yeah. All right, Frank Grillo to play DCU's Rick Flag. I think we were calling this the other
No.
day.
I wasn't. I was the only one who was saying the exact opposite. I'm like, he's too young. That doesn't make sense. Well,
There it
I
is.
was wrong.
I mean, he looks like him too. They should have known by the drawing. Should have known.
Damn it.
The Purge star Frank Grillo is set to play DC. You know what? Before we even get to that, what the hell was up with everybody trying to set this like whole like Frank Grillo has abandoned the MCU, he's now joined the DCU? I'm like, this character has been dead for years. Right?
Yeah, they killed him. Well, I think people were pissed off because the character was killed off, which I agree. But at the same time, he was dead.
If it happened last year, right? Like, let's say it happened last year, and then he jumped to DC. I'll be okay. I can understand. There's just so like, there's been so many years. Like, give it up, Frank. Right? Like,
right. It's been 7 years.
Yeah. So it's like, come on.
Yeah, it's been. I can't believe it's been 7 years since that movie came out. But yeah, kind of crazy.
He's set to play DCU's Rick Flag Sr. in the upcoming Creature Commandos. The Rap has learned. The animated TV series written by James Gunn will premiere in 2024. Creature Commandos kicks off the DCU. Why is everything kicking off the DCU? I thought Blue Beetle kicked off the DCU. I thought Superman Legacy kicked off the DCU. Now Creature Commandos is kicking off the DCU.
Because James Gunn didn't. This is the one criticism of James Gunn. He didn't really clarify, because he said this was like a project he already had. He was working on, and it just so happens that it will connect to the DCU because it's his project, of course, right?
Yeah, from my understanding, and again, this is just my understanding from what James Gunn said, DCU was supposed to start with Superman Legacy officially in the Creature Commandos, Waller, and I think Blue Beetle were supposed to be like prequels to the DCU, right? Like the DCU proper starts with
Flash and Shazam and Aquaman.
They were supposed to be like, that's something that happened prior to the DCU that leads into the DCU, which is still confusing in and of itself. I think he doesn't want to give away what happens in the Flash, right? So I think that
we
the
all
Flash
know, but yeah,
is going to reboot the whole thing. So, Creature Commandos kicks off the DCU as part of Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, which is based on the comic property of the same name that brought vampires, werewolves, and zombies into the DC universe. Is it?
I don't know if it introduced vampires, werewolves, and zombies. I don't think so, because I think there was a horror like anthology comic that I think is technically canon, like during the Golden Age. So,
but what I was saying was, I thought Gods and Monsters was just the name he picked, and not necessarily because it's supposed to follow the same storyline path as that comic.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, he just picked that name because it has gods and monsters, right?
Yeah, because it's saying which is based on the comic property of the same name, and that's why I was like,
I think the sentence is written weird. I think they're talking about Creature Commandos is based on comic property, which you don't really need to put that. We could just, we know it's based off a comic book property. It's DC.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it is really weirdly. I see. It could be my brain. It's already in production, and Gunn revealed that in this unified DCU, animation will lead into live action, will lead back into animation again. In other words, any animated project could get a live action version and vice versa. Confirmed characters include Weasel from the Suicide Squad, played by Sean Gunn, with Gunn revealing that they're casting the voice actors to also play the same characters in live action down the road. So The Suicide Squad, was that the first one or the second one?
The second one, that's James Gunn's.
Okay, yeah. Because Weasel's in both of them, right?
No, he's only in
No?
he's only in James Gunn's movie.
Because I only seen the second one. I didn't see the first one.
Yeah, the first one's terrible.
Shortly after publishing, Collider reported the rest of the voice cast, which includes Sean Gunn as Weasel, Maria Bakalova as Princess Ilana Rostovic, Idira Varmus as the bride, Zoe Chow as Nina Marzuski, Alan Tudyk, who I love Alan Tudyk, as Dr. Phosphorus, and David Harbour, I hate David Harbour, as Eric Frankenstein.
Damn, you hate David Harbour?
Yeah, I hate that guy.
Man, what's the reason?
He went on that stupid ass rant that he was going to go punching people.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember
just
that.
Like fucking Sheriff, what's his name? Like, yeah, okay, David Harbour, you're gonna go out in the street, you start fucking knocking people out. Shut the fuck
up. Was that when Black Widow came out?
No, it was when he won some award for Stranger Things. I think it was like right after the first season.
That was like maybe 2017 or 16.
Because what's her name? Winona Ryder's like, what the fuck's going on? She had just like confused, like look like, oh shit.
He said some weird things around Black Widow about communism, so I thought it was like attached to that.
He took his character too far, huh?
Yeah, I was just like, huh? What are you talking about? Just strange.
Sean Gunn as G.I. Robot.
Yeah, so he's playing two characters. Because
nepotism a little.
Yeah, which is weird because he voices Weasel, but I guess Weasel doesn't have a lot of dialogue, right? Well, G.I. Robot does, so it was
I would imagine that the G.I. Robot is probably going to go through a filter or something to make it robotic sounding.
Yeah, most likely. But I think he'll still have more dialogue.
No, but what I was saying is it's not going to be like recognizable between the two characters. Like,
yeah.
And
they'll make it disguised, yeah.
Steve Agee reprising his role as John Economos.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know who the bride is. Obviously, that's the Bride of Frankenstein, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell is Nina Marzuski? Do you know the characters? Are you familiar with the Creature Commandos?
No, not really. I just know Frankenstein because Frankenstein has done other things. He was on other teams. And I know a little bit of obviously Rick Flag Sr. But the rest
Rick Flag Sr. is known for his role as the leader of the Suicide Squad in DC Comics. He served in the original Suicide Squad, a World War II unit, and later joined Task Force X after the war. He's a highly skilled soldier and strategist with a strong sense of duty and loyalty to his country. Flag is often portrayed as a no-nonsense, by-the-book type of character who's willing to make tough decisions in order to achieve his objectives. Rick Flag Jr. was previously played by DCEU by Joel Kinnaman in 2016 Suicide Squad and 2021 follow-up The Suicide Squad, which is not confusing to anybody at all.
Mm-hmm.
Grillo is a familiar with comic book IP as he previously played Brock Rumlow, a.k.a. Crossbones, in Marvel Studios' Captain America, The Winter Soldier, and Civil War. Grillo currently stars in The Resurrection of Charles Manson, which is directed by his son, Remy Grillo. Wow.
The Resurrection of Charles Manson?
You're concerned with that part. I'm like impressed that his son is directing.
Now I have to look what the hell this is. Please tell me this is like I have to look this up. It's I'm confused. It's a movie that also has the title Man Son. That's terrible.
What?
The alternative title of that movie. It's Man's Son. You get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, really shitty.
What the hell is it about?
While a couple edits a Charles Manson movie in an Airbnb, the movie's dark events begin to become true in a mysterious plot of a hidden leader. That's from IMDb. So some mystery about the resurrection of Charles Manson.
I'm guessing that they bring his soul back and it possesses Grillo's character.
Oh boy!
Or some shit.
Someone
Peacemaker
gave this a 10. IMDb. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, Peacemaker new season won't be until whatever movie re-releases. Yeah.
No, he said it's coming after Superman Legacy.
Yeah,
that's
what
a
they said.
long time.
Whatever movie releases. So the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker are officially part of the DCU?
Yes.
Maybe. I'm saying maybe.
I'm saying yes because if he said that Peacemaker season 2 is coming after Superman Legacy.
Right, but currently season 1 is all we have, right?
Yeah.
In season 1
in the DCEU.
That's what I was gonna say. Suicide Squad and Peacemaker are in the DCEU. Then Flash is gonna happen, and then Peacemaker season 2, which I'm pretty sure they'll start like the first episode with him like adjusting to the changes.
Right. Unless, here's the thing though. Peacemaker is definitely going to appear in the Waller show because the first season sets up Waller. And
but isn't the Waller show also before Superman Legacy?
Yeah, but that's going to be in the new DCU.
This is all confusing. Fucking.
Yeah, it is confusing. I wish he just said that. Just tell us that it's a reboot. Like the Flash is going to reboot everything, and after the Flash, everything is part of the DCU. But he didn't want to phrase it that way because Superman is really the start of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have never announced all that stuff, in my opinion. Just wait.
He should have just did I don't know how much he was allowed to do or whatever. You know, there's all kind of shit above my pay grade. But if he could have, he should have just said, fucking Flash kills the current DC universe, and we're just going to start brand new, fresh. We might have some of the same actors, we might have some of the same characters, but it's a completely new universe, right?
Right. I think what they should have done was if the Flash was really good, they should have put it in December and move Aquaman, which I think Aquaman is going to be shit. Dump that movie, forget about that movie. I don't know why he's so obsessed with Blue Beetle. To me, like Blue Beetle just like that's the thing that you want to put in the new DCU. The trailer to me was not really all that cinematic anyway. It didn't feel like a big movie, so to speak. So
you want to say Latino market?
I'm sure the movie will do fine, but just put it out there. Don't talk about it. Like he really messed up by making these promises to the fans. Like just ignore all that. Just tell the shareholders and the stakeholders whatever. Keep it all behind closed door, and then in July you can announce all this stuff, right? Yeah. And explain everything.
All right, we got one last thing to discuss. Tommy Tallarico's favorite cousin is in the news. And boy, is it insane.
Oh my God.
So Steven Tyler's teen assault defense is fucking insane. Legal experts say. You're going to love this. I just read it very briefly, and you're going to love what his not excuse, but his defense, right? His defense.
Right, his defense.
3 months after being sued for sexual assault of a minor, the Aerosmith lead singer's responses include that the girl suing him consented, and he had immunity as her guardian. As her guardian, he gave himself permission to have sex with her.
What the fuck?
Editor's note. The fact that they had to put this editor's note is very, very funny. Editor's note, a child cannot legally consent to sex.
No shit.
Yeah, no. Thank you, editor. A legal guardian must have the very best interests of the child at heart. It is a legal duty and responsibility to keep the child safe. Instead, Steven Tyler used his position as legal guardian to circumvent the law and rape the child. That's what I'm saying.
That makes it worse.
He's basically saying what he was saying is that I'm the guardian, right? And in certain circumstances, right, the guardian can consent to like marriage and stuff, right?
Right. I'm.
So he was basically saying, "Hey, because I'm her guardian, I consented to myself having sex with her, even though she's underage."
Like this is not funny. beyond fucked, but like I can't believe he's this stupid to even make a defense like that. Holy.
Ah, shit, I gotta go to
Is
Rolling
that
Stone to read the article. Damn it.
Oh my god.
And of course, I can't read the article on Rolling Stone because Rolling Stone is
Gotta go in guest mode.
Yeah, we'll see if it pops up.
Oh boy is right.
Yeah, I'm running out of free articles. Don't worry. Yeah, okay, let me stop sharing this.
Oh.
I can't believe Steven Tyler. It's just insane. The man's insane.
This is insane, yeah.
All right, so Steven Tyler's teen assault defense is fucking insane. Legal experts say, blah, 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 blah. I read that. As Rolling Stone first reported in December, Julia Misley alleged in her suit that Tyler sexually assaulted and battered her in 1970s, starting when she was 16. She claimed Tyler convinced her mother to grant him guardianship over her and that they were together for about 3 years. She referenced Tyler's own 2011 memoir in which he wrote that he almost took a teen bride and that the girl's parents signed a paper over for me to have custody, so I wouldn't get arrested if I took her out of state. Tyler also wrote that she was 16, she knew how to nasty, and there wasn't a hair on it. Ew.
What?
That's in his book from 2011. Why are we just talking about this 12 years later? Right?
This is what the fuck?
Yeah. The suit further alleges that Tyler convinced Misley to get an abortion when she was 17 after she was hospitalized following an apartment fire. Writing about the experience decades later opened her up to involuntary infamy. What if, now this is just my crazy conspiracy theory, right? But what if Tommy Tallarico was that child and that she didn't have an abortion? She only told
Oh my god.
That's why if you actually look at Steven Tyler's son, he looks like a young Tommy Tyler. He actually does look like Tommy, right? And it'd be weird. That'd be where Tommy got all his money, right? The family that was taking care of him found out, blackmailed Steven Tyler.
Crazy! Oh my god.
That's my headcanon.
This. Oh my god.
The Aerosmith singer responded last week with 24 affirmative defenses. Affirmative defense, if you're not familiar with the term, means that you agree that you did the thing, but it's okay that you did it because you have a legal reason to be allowed to do it.
Damage control.
No, it's not damage. It's an affirmative defense is like.
Well, I mean, in this case, this is damage control, right?
No. This is his legal strategy. It's like if I kill somebody,
I'm just
right?
like joking. Like this is like, I did this, but to be fair, it was blah 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 blah, right?
Well, that's how self-defense is an affirmative defense.
Right.
It's you're admitting that you killed somebody, but you're allowed to kill somebody because of reasons.
Right. But in this circumstance where you're basically raped a child.
No, there was no basically.
He did, right? Yeah. Like this is what I mean, where it's like you have to fucking do some
mental
gymnastics.
God. From denying that plaintiff Julia Misley suffered any damages. Hey, it's okay because she didn't suffer.
What?
To alleging that Misley failed to mitigate any alleged damages herself prior to filing the suit. I did the thing, but it's okay because, see, she didn't try to mitigate any damages prior to the suit. He didn't deny that he'd had sex with Misley. And most notably, Tyler alleges in his response that Misley, who was 16 while he was 25 at the time of the allegations, consented to the sexual relationship and that her claims were barred because of immunity to defendant as caretaker/guardian. You can't sue your parents or guardian for raping you, according to Steven Tyler. God. Those later claims are drawing scrutiny and have perplexed several attorneys who reviewed Tyler's answer. They perplexed me, and I'm not even a fucking attorney, right? I'm just a normal guy who kind of knows the law a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, that's not a thing. It's not. You can't. It's no, Stephen. I got to the immunity response and I thought, this is fucking insane, says Susan Crumler, who frequently litigates sexual misconduct claims as the founding attorney of Crummiller PC. There's no such thing as immunity to a caregiver or guardian for sex abuse. I don't have the words to describe how crazy it is. I don't either.
Oh my God. Oh.
Like, how? I understand that when you're rich, you pay your attorney, and the attorney basically does whatever you said, right? But at some point, as an attorney, right? Like, Steve, I'm not filing this fucking paperwork saying that you got immunity, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not putting my name on this shit.
Yeah, who would put their name on that shit? Yeah.
Whether or not Tyler and his team intended for the immunity claim to specifically insinuate that his position as defendant protects him from sexual misconduct isn't clear. An attorney for Tyler did not respond to request for. Yeah, I wouldn't respond either. I don't know you. New phone. Who this? Dave Ring, a Los Angeles attorney who often represents children and adults in sexual misconduct cases, noted that the immunity claim itself is baffling, but he notes that a defendant giving wide-ranging defensive responses is common at the beginning of a civil lawsuit, particularly when they are establishing their case. Crummiller similarly acknowledges this, but she describes Tyler's response as particularly egregious, given the way the answers can be interpreted. It's very sloppy and lazy to just set out this laundry list of boilerplate defenses. You know who else set out a laundry list of boilerplate defenses? Tommy Tallarico.
Tommy.
When he was getting sued by the furniture company. Remember, so many of which clearly do not apply. Remember, that's whatever that we were all laughing at his long list of reasons why he didn't have to pay, and we're like, this is like ridiculous. It just runs in the family. Just like throw everything at the wall.
Oh my God.
I think if the plaintiff wanted to file a motion to dismiss these defenses, they would win. The original complaint includes 3 claims: sexual battery, assault, and emotional distress. Crummiller continues, you don't have to tie which facts correspond to which claims very cleanly. You could argue immunity could apply to intentional emotional distress, but even with that claim, there's no immunity. There's no legal basis. I'm baffled. Catherine Atkinson's, an attorney who specializes in discrimination and sexual misconduct, also says she was mystified by Tyler's response. I'm not saying that they went out and got comments from female attorneys on purpose, but it kind of seems like they did, right? Like throw a dude's name in there. It kind of seems like you're like, hey, we're who's going to be the meanest to Steven Tyler? I'm not saying that he deserves kid gloves. I'm just saying, like, Rolling Stone, you've been caught doing some shady shit yourself. She cited California's civil code, which specifically states that consent cannot be a defense in a civil action if the person who committed the alleged sexual battery is, quote, an adult who is in a position of authority over the minor. The code lists caretakers among those with authority over minors. Ooh, I didn't know that. That's an interesting thing. And I say that not in any way to excuse anything, right? Let me just clarify. But basically what they're saying is any minor in the state of California, like if you're a 17-year-old and they're like a 20-year-old teacher's assistant, right?
Right.
Like basically you can't consent to sleep with him or her, regardless of the genders, right? Because they have a position of authority over you.
Right.
Or like if they're your boss, like even if you're working at McDonald's and they're like your manager, they're an adult and you're not quite an adult yet, right?
Mm.
The code lists blah blah blah. Okay, I would describe the responses as irregular, particularly in California, where law explicitly provides the opposite claim. Why would you ever say that being a guardian is a defense when you have this unique law that says you're in a position of authority which blocks consent? If anything, I'd be arguing the opposite, that even though she was a minor, he was in no position of authority, so she could consent. I don't know why they're arguing this. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a weird, like, California is the only state that has that. The immunity claim understandably draws the most attention, but in some ways, it detracts from the more core issues Tyler argues about regarding consent. That claim is a bit murkier with room for interpretation, but it's still unstable, Ring says. States have different ages for what constitutes the age of consent, but Oregon, where Missley lived when she met Tyler, and California, where she filed the suit, both established the age of consent at 18. And as Ring notes, taking Missley across state lines turns into a federal question, and the federal age of consent is also 18. Even if they engage in sexual acts in the state where that was legal, that complicates any claims he'd have to say it was consensual, he says. Oh, there was a dude attorney. If he truly admitted in the book that he knew she was 16 and intentionally took her to a state where the law was 16, he's still in deep trouble. That's basically trafficking a minor across state lines to have sex with her. There's a little gray area, but bottom line, he's going to have a difficult time arguing this is consensual, if anything, in a place where the age of consent is 18. Missley's attorney issued a scathing criticism to Tyler's claim last week, calling the response gaslighting. Never have we encountered a legal defense as obnoxious and potentially dangerous as the one that Tyler and his lawyers launched this week.
I bet.
I don't understand why he didn't just fold immediately. Like, your book is there, right? Like, your book is the evidence.
He's probably a narcissistic piece of shit. That's why.
Well, Tyler said in his response that Missley claims were past the statute of limitations. She was allowed to file a suit as part of California's Child Victims Act, which passed in 2019 and gave alleged survivors a 3-year look-back window to file civil suits regardless of the statute of limitations. Atkinson herself lauded the legislation and said she hopes more states follow suit with similar rulings of their own. This is another thing that I don't understand how we like. I understand certain things, like if I steal a watch from Walmart, right? I understand saying after 10 years, like Walmart can't fucking arrest you, right? Like if I show up in Walmart 10 years later, you're like, hey, that's the guy that stole the watch 10 years ago. like I can understand you'd be like, yeah, you missed your window of opportunity to lock him up, right?
Right.
But in cases like this, right, where there's emotional damage, where sometimes children grow up and they block it out, right? Because you don't want to believe this shit happened to you, right? So you block this shit out, and then like 30 years later, like, oh shit, I just remembered the priest touched my pee-pee when I was in Sunday school, right? You're like, oh fuck.
Or this affects their kids,
yeah,
because then they start doing weird shit to their own kids, yeah.
So then you're like, shouldn't. I think when it comes to this kind of thing, there really shouldn't be a statute of limitations, right?
Yeah, given the nature of this type of crime, so to speak, and how victims don't really want to even talk about it. So yeah,
that's like murder. Like there's really no statute of limits on murder, right?
Right.
So I think it should be in the same category of crime.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like, if anything, this would be worse because, like, with murder, you're dead, right? Like, there's nothing else happening to you. You're just fucking dead, right? Your family's grieving, but you're dead. In this, like, it fucks you up and your family, right?
Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
I think it's doing an extraordinary job at discouraging bad behavior, she says. I think that a lot of folks got away with or thought they had gotten away with bad behavior. What we're seeing now is the kind of thing I didn't expect to see in my lifetime. I grew up with all of these folks. We thought of it for years as this is what you get to do when you're a rock star. This is one of the perks. You get young girls following you around. It's extraordinary how far we've come. I always thought that was weird. The
groupies.
No, the underage groupies, right? I understand, like, oh, yeah, fucking hot chicks, right? But
we're underage groupies, yeah.
Yeah, my mind was always like the adult hot chicks, right? Like I was never like thinking, yeah, but get fucking underage groupies, like. Yeah,
but there was people like that though.
Hey, what's up, Noah Jetty? I'm still alive. Work's been catching up to YouTube and playing a lot of games, whatever free time I've had. After 7 years, grapes turned into just bad. Really? That's 7 years? That's way too short. Like I'm not one of those people, right? Well, obviously, we all know me. But like if you've been around the channel at any capacity, you know my stance on a lot of things, right? And I'm not like, oh my god, she woke up and she's like changed her mind. She's like, oh shit, I didn't realize you were a fucking loser, right? When I took you home from the bar, like you raped me. Like I'm not one of those people, right? 7 years. Especially when you have situations with people with money, right? That can buy witnesses that could, harass you or put pressure on you to not speak up, right? I don't know. 7 years.
Yeah. Something about that doesn't make sense.
It's almost like they put that in there so they can get away with it, right? We got to kind of make it look like we're doing something, but 7 years. Too bad.
Yeah, I didn't really know this about him, but I always knew he was kind of a weird character to begin with. But this is just fucking disgusting. Fucking absolutely wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right. Well, that's all I got. You got any other grapes turns of frog gray? They do.
Nah, I think that's it. I don't think there was anything else.
It's been 2 hours. I think that's good. Have you been beating any games lately, Blinded? Because I'm up to 19 myself.
Still on Cyberpunk.
Still on Cyberpunk?
I'm almost done though. I didn't play it today, so yeah. I'll probably finish it maybe next week.
Probably. What are you, like 200 hours into that game already?
120 hours.
Way too much. What is that? What did you say, 120 hours?
Yeah, 120 hours.
Let's say you average 6 hours a day. That's 20 days of playing.
20 days. Well, I've been playing it since the end of February. That's when I started.
If you average 2 hours a day, that's like 60 days.
60 days. Seems about right. It's been a long time.
Yeah. 56 says, I just put $20 into CSGO cases and made negative 10. That's why you got to be like me. I invest in crypto. And not financial advice, obviously. But I saw an opportunity when the banks were failing. And right now, I am up $4.25 on my crypto. Well, I only invested a little bit of money. But that's actually, I'm up 20%. My crypto's up fucking 20%. Could you, like, if I would have actually had a fucking legitimate amount of money in crypto?
Yeah, it would have been a lot.
Yeah. 20%, that's a fucking good return on investment. What are we at right now? That's Ethereum, by the way. What are we showing? It's at 2,000. Damn, it's going up. All right. Let me see. It's up 23% in the past month, 62% in the past 6 months. If I would have got crypto a year ago, it would have been down 30%. So yes. So 6 months ago was the sweet spot for when you should have invested. You would have had 60% return right now on your Ethereum. And your Bitcoin would have been up about 59%. Man. The only problem, so people know, right? So you're aware of these things. There's a difference between long-term and short-term, right? Investment like that. So if you would have held it for like 6 months, you would have been different taxes on it. Whereas like me, I get rid of it. I'm like monthly, back and forth. Then the head of your crypto bank bangs his little troll girlfriend and loses all the money. Nah, I missed the GameStop stock era. Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, I'm up 20% on crypto right now. It's supposed to. I'm trying not to give financial advice, but I'm not trying to be like, hey, you should really fucking invest in crypto. But from what I'm reading, because Ethereum's supposed to fork off, they're supposed to fork it, right? And it's supposed to, at some point, it's being predicted to hit 10,000. Because right now it's at 2, so it's supposed to hit 10.
Right.
So if it hits 10, that's 5 times, 5x return. But that's not financial advice. That's just me talking about things I've heard on the Bird app.
On the Bird app.
All right. That's all I got. Invest wisely. Consult a financial consultant. And don't listen to the crazy Mexican. Someone thought I was black, by the way.
When I first started talking to you, or when I heard you on Max, I did think you were black. So I can see that.
I'm confused only because it's like, it almost sounds stereotypical. Like, you sound like a black guy. It's like, well, what does a black guy sound like, right? Like you. Sounds like you.
Yeah, it is weird saying stuff like that. That's why you don't say that out loud.
So you keep that shit in your head.
Yeah. That's like the best way to explain it.
C56K is like black. Like, oh. Latino World Order. That was the thing in wrestling, LW.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Our buddy John D was wearing an LWO shirt the other day. For those unfamiliar, John D is the Arcade 1-Up guy, and we might be covering some Arcade 1-Up stuff soon. So hold on to your seats. There's always news there.
I thought, I guess you must have, that tweet that you put out was a joke then.
Yes.
Okay.
That was 100% me being an asshole. When I said, no, there's no Arcade 1-Up dudes, I guess the community has.
That was the one I took at face value. That was my mistake.
Yeah, don't ever. 90% of my tweets are satirical in nature. The other 10% are me just retweeting people.
No.
Hey, you can hear the Crease Dickies and Nike Cortezes in Tony's voice. Dude. Dickies, yes. Nikes, no. I only wear Chuck Taylors. Black and white or all black Chuck Taylors. And yes, I do wear white socks all the way up to my knee. And I do, and Dickie shorts that go. And I do have wife beaters and little flannel shirts.
Oh my god!
You'll think that you be like, oh shit, this guy's like from fucking LA, from East Los. Like, nope, Chicano out of Chicago. I love Dickie shorts, man. They're comfortable, baggy, just the right amount. Anyway. I gotta go before I start telling stories. Before I pull a Bob, you don't know what streets I've been on. You Super J, know what kind of shit I did up there.
Wild.
Wilding out. Streets. All right, I'm out of here, people. Love, peace, booty grease. I'm out of this bitch.
Peace.